Welcome back to Teshkid FX for another Fantom price prediction update, and in this video I'll be giving you the latest developments that have been happening here on the Fantom chart. And before I start the video, make sure that you give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and also check out the channel membership. And at the time of this recording, Fantom has continued to show a lot of strength, and as you can see here on TradingView, the market is up by 2.09%. and in this video I want to give you the short-term and the long-term scenarios that I'm expecting to play out, and I'll be starting my analysis here on the 1 hour chart by first giving you a recap of what has been happening and also the short-term scenarios that I'm expecting to play out. And you can see that here on the 1 hour chart we made our low at around the $0.16 mark before we started a very nice bounce to the upside in a move that has been obeying the Elliot structures, where we made a high at around the $0.26 mark in what I'm terming as a higher Elliot wave count 1 to the upside. And after seeing the high for that wave 1, we saw this ABC corrective structure taking us back to around the $0.19 mark, completing the formation of this higher Elliot wave count 2. And after seeing the formation of that wave 2, whatever we expect next is a bounce to the upside in the formation of this higher Elliot wave count 3 before we see a wave 4, then continue pushing even higher in the formation of this wave 5 to complete a higher Elliot wave count 1 to the upside. And getting a little bit into the details of the formation of this wave 3 so that it can also give us the short-term scenarios that I'm expecting to play out, I can first sketch out a minimum target area to the upside in the formation of this wave 3 using a trend-based Fibonacci, connecting it from the low of the first wave to the high of that wave 1, then dragging the fibs to the low of the second wave, and that gives me a minimum target area to the upside in the formation of that wave 3 at the fib level 1.618, which perfectly lies at around the $0.3492 mark. And you can see we have fully maximized that target area here in the formation of this wave 3 by making a peak at around the $0.359 mark, and that means we have fully done the minimum that we expected in the formation of this wave 3 to the upside. And there are chances that soon we might see this retracement to the lower side in the formation of this wave 4. And in my previous video, that is yesterday, I had sketched out a minimum target area to the lower side in the formation of this wave 4 using the Fibonacci's, connecting them from the low of the first wave, that is the wave 2, to the high of that wave 3. And that is so because a wave 4 is a retracement of that wave 3 to the upside, and that gave me a minimum retracement area between the fib level 0.5 and the fib level 0.618, and that target area lies between the $0.27 mark and the $0.2545 mark, and that is the minimum that I'm expecting this wave 4 to the lower side to do, and giving you possible scenarios that could be playing out over here. Since we are seeing that Fantom is gearing up and has continued to show some strength, there are chances of continuing to push even higher given that we have the support of the 20-day MA, and if that plays out, then I would expect Fantom to make one more high over here above the high that we have for this wave 3, and that is a high above the $0.3585 mark. And in case that happens, then I'll have to shift this Elliot wave structure that I have right here, having the new high as the high for that wave 3 to the upside. Then from there we can expect a retracement to the lower side in the formation of this wave 4, and in case we make a high over here above the high for this wave 3 that we have at the moment, then I'll have to also have a new target area to the lower side in the formation of this wave 4 using the Fibonacci's once more. So that is what I'm expecting here on the short-term scenarios. And because the wave 4 is a corrective wave, I will also be expecting that ABC corrective structure, and there are chances that this strength that we are seeing over here might be the strength that is going to give us the high for that wave B, because we can term this movement over here as the wave A, then the wave B might be what is playing out, and once we get the high for this wave B, then we can expect one more low in the formation of this wave C, which should fully maximize that target area to the lower side in the formation of that wave 4 to the lower side. So those are the two possible scenarios that I'm expecting to play out on the short-term scenarios, and we can also take a look at the indicators before I jump to the daily chart to give you the long-term scenarios. And here on the RSI, we are trading at around the 54 mark, meaning we have massive room for us to support any movements to the upper side and also to the lower side. Also taking a look at the MACD, here on the MACD we have printed a bullish cross, and we are seeing a bit of an increase in the buying momentum, meaning soon we might continue pushing even higher, and there is that possibility on the MACD of making one more high in what we can term as the high for that higher Elliot wave count 3 to the upside. So let's be patient and see how that plays out. And jumping to the daily chart to give you the long-term scenarios that I'm expecting to play out, Here on the daily chart, you can first see this chart pattern that I have right here, which is a falling wedge. That is a chart pattern that I was expecting to give us a breakout to the upper side, and you can see we saw the breakout to the upper side, and I was also expecting to see a retest of that upper trend line of the falling wedge, and once the retest is in, then we could continue pushing even higher. And the good thing here on the daily chart, we are trading above the 20-day MA, meaning we have the support of the 20-day MA here on the daily chart. And if I zoom out so that I can give you the long-term scenarios that I'm expecting to play out here on the Fantom chart, here on the daily chart, you can see that I have this Elliot wave structure right here in red, where you can see from these low prices that we had been trading within, we saw a very nice bounce to the upside, making it to an all-time high at around the $3.5 mark in what I'm terming as a higher Elliot wave count 1 to the upside. And after seeing the all-time high, we started the bear market, where we had been seeing lower prices in this ABC corrective structure, which took us back to around the $0.16 mark in what I'm terming as that higher Elliot wave count 2. And after seeing the formation of a higher Elliot wave count 2, whatever we expect next is an impulsive wave to the upside in the formation of this wave 3, where I have sketched out a minimum target area to the upside in the formation of this wave 3 using a trend-based Fibonacci at the Fib level 1.618, which perfectly lies at around the $5.7395 mark. And within the formation of that wave 3, which is an impulsive wave, I will also expect to see a fractal wave in formation, having the wave 5 fully maximizing the formation of that higher Elliot wave count 3 to the upside. So that is what I'm expecting on the short term and the long term scenarios here on the Fantom chart. So let's be patient and see how that plays out, and I'll keep you updated.